Hello, everyone. I hope your day is going well. I want to talk and read a little bit about how to recognize ADHD in women. ADHD can cause different symptoms in females than in males. Unlike men, who tend to have higher rates of hyperactivity and impulsivity, women with ADHD are more prone to inattention. This includes difficulty organizing or finishing tasks, following instructions, and paying attention to detail. Yeah. The symptoms of ADHD can also differ in girls and women and may only be noticed later in life when there are problems at work or home or in relationships. How ADHD differs in females. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by excessive amounts of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. ADHD, predominantly inattentive type, predominantly hyperactive, impulsive type, and combined type. There are 3 types of ADHD. Did you know that? I read it backwards though. So I'll hook you up with that the right way. There are 3 types of ADHD: predominantly inattentive type, predominantly hyperactive, impulsive type, and combined type, in which both inattentive and hyper impulsive symptoms are present. I have combined type, so you know my work's cut out. Females with ADHD can fall anywhere within this spectrum, but they are more often diagnosed with the predominantly inattentive type ADHD. There are several psychological theories for this. It may be due in part to the structure of the female brain. The hippocampus is generally larger than in males. The hippocampus plays a major role in learning and memory and is vulnerable to injury or impairment by any number of substances or stimuli. Compared with that of males, the hippocampus of females is populated with more estrogen receptors. These are cellular triggers that are activated by the female hormone estrogen. This is important because hormone fluctuations that occur during a woman's life can dramatically affect brain functions and may contribute to the onset of ADHD symptoms. Sociocultural issues can further complicate ADHD symptoms in females. These include feelings of low self-esteem and underachievement. Yeah, I had that big time. That commonly stem from childhood, but can persist well into adulthood. Because of this, inattentive symptoms may go unnoticed, in part because expectations of girls are often different from those of boys. Depression and anxiety are also more common in females with ADHD because girls are commonly taught to internalize their feelings rather than act out, as boys tend to do. These gender expectations can have as much of an impact on females with ADHD as the disease itself. Signs and symptoms now. Although ADHD characteristically starts in childhood and often continues into adulthood, it can present differently at different stages in a female's life. While predominantly inattentive type ADHD is more common in females, it is also possible for them to have predominantly hyperactive impulsive type ADHD or combined type ADHD. Symptoms of inattentive ADHD can vary by the setting and developmental age. For girls with inattentive ADHD, this may manifest with behaviors such as not paying close attention to detail, making careless mistakes in schoolwork, being easily distracted, and appearing not to be listening when spoken to. Traits related to hyperactive, impulsive ADHD in girls may include fidgeting constantly. Oh boy, that's me talking. Both of them are. Talking excessively, interrupting or blurting out responses, and making and losing friends quickly. Girls with ADHD are more likely than boys to have difficult interpersonal relationships, particularly during puberty. That is so true. When their behaviors may be construed as being difficult, conceited, or disinterested. While girls with ADHD often succeed academically, yes, we do, baby, they tend to experience higher levels of stress and feel inferior to their peers. Yes, we're highly sensitive beings. Yeah, look it up. As a result, girls with ADHD may overcompensate and become sexually active at a younger age or remain in unhealthy relationships. Oh God, that's facts. I was exposed by a trusted adult that would have sex in the room when I was about 6 years old. So my exposure to inappropriates was very young, which caused me to have a lot of confusion. And because the role this trusted adult played in my life, like, it was a very important role, and it was a man. So unfortunately, I had to figure a lot out, and then I was controlled by fear. I was controlled by guilt, and it was not fun, and I didn't know that about myself. ADHD symptoms in women. For women with ADHD, symptoms of inattention are often more noticeable in a constructed environment, such as college or the workplace. Coping strategies used to compensate in grade school may be harder to maintain in these settings. Women with inattentive ADHD may often manifest with symptoms like being repeatedly called out on careless mistakes, so true, inability to multitask or manage multiple relationships, facts, missing deadlines, boy, procrastinating and rushing to complete tasks at the last minute. I can laugh at this. This is so true. Spacing out at meetings or in conversation. Difficulty keeping organized or tidy at school, home, or work. Frequently misplacing or losing things, such as a phone or eyeglasses. Frequently missing appointments or forgetting to return calls. Trouble making decisions or building manageable strategies. While hyperactive and impulsive, symptoms are less common in females with ADHD. They can manifest, though, with behaviors that include restlessness and fidgeting, jumping from one topic or task to the next, talking excessively, interrupting frequently or talking over people, difficulty sitting still or relaxing with others, trouble maintaining friendships. Medication is typically the first line of treatment for ADHD, whether you are female or male. These include stimulants and non-stimulants that treat the symptoms of the disorder in different ways. Stimulant medications are more commonly prescribed and generally more effective. However, research suggests that females with ADHD are less likely to be prescribed medication for ADHD than are males with ADHD, in part because the symptoms are often missed or attributed to things such as menopause or premenstrual syndrome, PMS. So that's why they miss it. The main thing to keep in mind is that ADHD often manifests differently in females than in males. Girls and women are more likely to experience symptoms of inattention rather than hyperactivity or impulsivity. Females with ADHD are also more vulnerable to depression and anxiety and tend to be diagnosed later because their symptoms are typically less disruptive. Although the treatment of ADHD is the same for females and males, women are prescribed ADHD drugs less frequently because their symptoms are either missed or misdiagnosed, or because some people consider ADHD a predominantly male disease. You have to know the facts.